Hello.
Hello.
Guess what?
What?
We have today probably every week like I'm all like, "Ooh, I'm so excited." Y'all have no idea how exciting this week is. Today we have with us Caught on Cam. Caught on Cam is a veteran, a gamer, a student, like this whole person. And I'm so grateful to have Cam with us today. I know that, listen, this is what I tell everybody. We only have 59 minutes. Y'all know how I feel about these students. We have chat that's gonna open up here pretty soon. I'll go ahead and get that popping for us. Uh, I want to let y'all know this platform. I could not do it without you. I want to thank you first of all, first and foremost, and let you know that none of this would be possible without your support. So please like and subscribe on YouTube, Tish Talks Tech, and make sure that you share with other folks what we're doing here because these students are reaching out and they are starting to take notice and they're starting to ask questions and they want to know what you know. And now we're giving back, y'all, and we're bringing some of these kids on and they're telling us their stories and what they need. I really appreciate everybody and what you're doing and you know who you are. So thank you so much for that. Without further ado, I want to introduce y'all to Caught on Cam. Caught on Cam is in the building. Pain is in the building. What's up? How are you?
Hello. How are you? I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. And I'm excited to just talk to everybody.
You are you are amazing. You have an awesome story, and I just I'm so thankful that you chose me to come talk to you. Number one, number two, thank you for your service. We just came off Veterans Day, and that should be like every day that we thank our veterans. I I'm so happy that you decided to even explore technology and how you are just taking it by the hand and slam dunking. Your channel is popping, your studying is popping, your soon to be career is going to explode. You have all of these different things that you're looking forward to. I don't want to talk about you. I want you to talk about you. So let's start off by tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Awesome.
Where are you from?
Thank you for your support. Every time someone thanks me for my service, I always thank them for their support. It means a lot. The everything from people just being nice to you and just greeting you. It's amazing.
People being
Um,
nice. It is.
It is. It's awesome.
It's a
I
thing.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I'm from a lot of places. I was born in Texas. I moved all over the states as a kid. I visited, I've lived in Texas, Maryland, California, and then I ended up joining the military in California. That was my last stop. Uh, and then from there, I went Mississippi, and from Mississippi, I went to Germany, which was an experience within itself. And then I came back to Maryland, and that's where I'm at now.
Cool. Cool. So tell us, like, so you were in the military. Now you're out. How long? Tell us about your experiences with that.
Oh my goodness.
'Cause we were talking about that before, and you were speaking from such a happy place, and I was just like, tell us more.
It's one of my Victor stories. A lot
Your
of
what story?
Victor stories.
Victor story.
It's where I became a winner. Um,
Do tell.
so early in my career, when I was finishing my tech school, which is learning your job, you're given orders, assignments, where you're going to do your job now. And
Yeah.
at the time, I was young. I was 19, and I was scared. I was frightened. I didn't know what life was. I didn't know what was going on, and
Right.
um, I was going to give up my orders to Germany in order for me to go back to California to spend time with my dogs and my family.
With your dogs and your
With my dogs and my family, my two lovely pitties, Bentley and Caesar. I love them so much.
mm-hmm.
Um, so I was going to give up my orders to go back home so that I could be closer to family. However, I took it upon myself. I gained the courage. I wanted to see something new. I wanted to experience something new. I've lived so many places before, so that encouraged a lot of diversity, a lot of change, a lot of curiosity also. And I took it upon myself, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to Germany at 19. I'm going to live there for 2 years, and it was the best 2 years that I could ever ask for.
Wow. Mind blown. Mind blown. You know, I went to Germany with my family when I was a girl. Loved every minute of it. Loved every minute of it. So I can just imagine being grown, having your own money, and just stepping off the plane. Welcome to the good life.
Right, right.
You know, that's got to be an entire experience. So being over there, what types of things did you experience? Like, did you do any travel? Did you?
Oh, the traveling was amazing. I traveled to multiple countries, surrounding countries. But I think the most inspiring thing that I cherish is just being able to help other people that were in the same situation on that base. Uh,
Hmm.
Shout out Spang Dahlem. I love that base. I love you guys. I love everybody there. And Ramstein also. I love everyone there. I love everyone. But
You
uh,
just you
those
just a
two,
bottle of love. We love
right?
that.
Those two places I hold dear. Being able to work in the post office there really changed my perspective on really life. I was 19. I didn't know much about life, but being able to help people in those holiday seasons, working in the post office on Spangdahlem, being able to bring smiles to kids' faces, bring smiles to grown men's faces, people needing and wanting gifts and letters and all types of things that their family are sending them over the holidays and just on a regular day, and me being able to sort through and provide that for them, really just inspired me, and it made me a better man. I remember one
Really?
instance.
At 19,
100%.
you were thinking like, I'm a better man because I'm connecting these families. I mean, like, how do you even come to that conclusion? I'm just trying to get into your process. How did that?
So growing up, I always knew that I didn't have the best situation growing up,
Okay.
but I also knew that I didn't have the worst.
Mm-hmm.
There's always someone doing worse than you. Remember that. So with that being said, being able to be overseas and being able-bodied to be able to hand that girl that gift that her dad sent her from back home, or that her mom sent her from back home, that she didn't know she was going to get, or she didn't know that anybody was, if it was going to be there on time. That guy that rides his motorcycle every day and you hear it every morning, and him needing tires, and his tires finally getting here, and now he can actually ride his bike the way that he wants to. It's just things like that and giving him those tires and him smile. You never seen this man smile before. You always seen him in a helmet, but like seeing that smile, it means so much. It meant a lot to me, and I love that experience. It's the best experience ever.
Wow. You know what? I have friends that work in logistics, and uh, I hear that. I hear that a lot, and they're like, "Wow, you know what? So and so got this shipment, or you know, this was dropped off in XYZ, and all these people got to eat." And it just,
Hmm.
you don't know what that's like until you know what that's like. And just imagine being on the receiving end.
Oh my goodness. It can change someone's day. It can change someone's week. It can change someone's year. Um, a lot of times in those on those overseas orders, um, sometimes people don't receive anything.
Hmm.
And even in those cases, being working at a post office where everybody comes in to get their mail, when we would do special things like community days, or we would give out certain meals for Thanksgiving and stuff like that, like those type of things really can, it can change someone's outlook. Some people could think like, oh, those military guys are so loud and they're so this and they're so that. But being able to do nice gestures and really raise camaraderie in those situations, I, I wouldn't change it for anything. It's the best. It's the best thing ever.
Oh, that's that just touches me in a certain funny fuzzy type of way. And it how so that leads us up to like what you do now. And I don't want to spoil it,
Hmm.
but all of this is building up to your story. So with that being said, you come home, or no, there's more to it. You discover that there's more to you while you're over there.
Hmm.
And tell us more about that.
So so while I was there, through traveling and through meeting new people from different areas, and
Mhm.
I realized that one of my passions were it was always to bring a smile to someone's face, no
Yeah.
matter the situation.
Mhm.
I always wanted to inspire, but when I was overseas, it became a deeper. It became like a deeper thing for me. I wanted to not only inspire, but I wanted you to walk away like smiling after talking to me, because a lot of people, a lot of people walk around with frowns on their faces and like
Mm,
things like that.
yeah.
And my thing is like when you talk to me and you walk away from me, I want you to be smiling.
Right.
And that turned into content creation. Um and being able to create a smile and not even have to talk to the person directly, just you seeing a clip of my video or you seeing a clip of anything that I create, that's where content creation came in.
Wow. Wow. So chat, we have Bill Bittner, and he just wrote in, we all fear being forgotten, and you help them know that they weren't forgotten, entertaining angels unaware.
Mhm.
And isn't that true?
It's very.
Like they didn't know that it was coming,
Mhm.
and they didn't understand what was happening, but here you come, here they come. And so now you have like this beneficial exchange, right?
Mhm.
So you started content creation, and so what's your content about?
So my content creation is about numerous things. I'm passionate in so many different categories. And it can be a lot to maintain, but as of right now, my content creation revolves around fashion, around vehicle like cars. I love cars.
Mm-hmm.
Tech, I love tech. Gaming, I love, 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 love me some gaming. I will sit on the game for
Tell me
10,
about that.
12, 14 hours a day, and I'll be on stream for 10 hours of that 14
Oh my
hours.
goodness.
So yeah, I love gaming.
Yeah, yeah, but who doesn't, right?
Right, 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 right.
So okay, so you figured out a way to turn what you kind of loved and your hobby and your passions into yourself.
Mhm.
And you have discovered ways to do that. So tell us more about that. You come home and what happens?
So when I came back to Maryland, funny story. I was raised on Fort Meade at one point, so getting orders back to Fort Meade was very, very interesting. um, but when I come home to Fort Meade, I realized how advanced Fort Meade is, and you wouldn't get that from driving through or uh,
Well,
me personally.
yeah,
I wouldn't have with no prior experience. I'm working in the post office.
right.
We have tech to make sure that we're scanning things in and keeping track
Yeah,
of everything,
for sure.
and being able to look up tracking and stuff, things of that nature,
Right,
but not to the extent of an intelligence squadron, which is where I ended up when I came
right.
back from Maryland,
Mhm.
or came back from
So
Germany.
now you're exposed to
Right,
other stuff. You're learning new things, and oops, oh, here's the tech.
right. Here's the tech.
Here's the
Right,
tech.
right. And seeing how that is used and how serious it is,
Mm-hmm.
it inspired me to take my passions a little bit more serious.
Mm.
Why, if this type of technology is out here for global measures,
Yep.
right?
Running the world.
What can I do? How can I advance my personal measures, right? So coming back to Maryland really inspired me to look into that. And so in that, I learned that I need a revamp. So I ended up I need a revamp. I need to
How do I do this quickly?
how do I get this going quickly? Because at,
Right.
at the at the moment I was very into I was learning, oh, maybe I am into fashion a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I am more of a car enthusiast now. Maybe I do need to upgrade my console so that I can, keep up with the times. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what that phase looked like. And I was by the time I came back, I was 21. I was getting a little bit older. I was managing my money a little differently. So I was able to make my gaming setup what it is now, and um, get myself to a point where my stream is now I want my stream to be a profession instead of a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a purpose for for
A
these professions.
purpose.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my purpose was, okay, now that I'm back, there's no language barrier. There's nothing holding me back from making sure that I can touch people, and I can make sure that if no one is giving you a positive message where you are, you can come to me and I'll give you that. No,
I
no,
love that.
whether it's coming um, from the car world, or whether it's coming from the gaming world, or whether it's just coming from the fashion world. Um, Now I can really start to use my platform with no boundaries.
With no boundaries.
Hmm.
So you started going to school.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then so what are you studying?
So I am studying digital design and film studies right now. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything I want. It's everything that I need to blast me off to the next place.
So you were telling me about, you said it's everything I want, everything I need, and you told me why. And you said something about, I don't see this just as a creator, because something about, I can actually direct what I want because I know what the tech is supposed to look like now
Hmm. Hmm.
because of what I learned. So tell me
Right.
about that.
So right now,
And I know we were talking for so long, but I really want the people to hear what you have to say, because that part to me was just like, that just blew me away. Cause I'm like, if folks knew what these kids were actually doing online, it would blow their minds. You would not think that, folks were sitting at home in their apartments playing video games and they're only playing video games. No, this is
and
actually like a science, like,
and making them.
and making them.
and making them.
So
So
so tell me more.
so I I created a Unity account.
Oh my gosh.
I created a Unity account. We know where this is going.
Okay, we know where this is going. Please do tell.
And Fortnite and Fortnite with the whole self-create thing that's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
I was like, well, Unity does that.
Okay.
Now, before I made my Unity account, I had a really good one, a really, really, really good run with with Road Company. Love Road Company. One of
Okay.
the one of I had some of the most fun with some of my buddies on Road Company, which is a
Okay.
video game that Unity created. Um, and after seeing that game in its early stages and seeing it now, I was like, why don't I get on Unity and see what I can do? So that's where I am right now. I'll sometimes when I have free time and I'm not spending 14 hours on the game, um,
And not in
I'll
school.
and not in school, I'll dabble into Unity.
Right.
So um, I think I think technology is going into a very, very, very positive direction for this younger generation, especially in the gaming community. Being able to put the power in the consumer's hands, that's next level. That's next level. Because at the end of the day, things that other people can touch usually go a lot further. And we
Wow.
see it, we see it, we see it in every case.
Wow. Wow.
If you make something touchable to someone else, there's no limits.
You were telling me something about were you tell was it you were telling me something about you were trying to run your game.
On Linux One, I still need to ask my professor about that, but
Ask your professor about that. Okay. And see how that works out.
yeah.
You know what? Maybe that's something that we can ask the community because you know what? I wouldn't doubt that it actually probably would work.
I don't either. But I I want to be sure. I want to ask someone, the community,
Because that was your question to me
right.
and I said, you know what? I need to ask around.
Yeah.
So go ahead and ask the community because you know what? The the Z community, Z and Linux One community is here and they watch the
Okay.
show. So go ahead. I'll let you ask.
So so how does Linux One work with gaming? Do they work hand in hand? How is it how is it that I can run a video game on Linux One? Is what I'm asking. Velocity software. Minecraft, really?
Huh.
Huh.
Shout out Bill Bittner coming through with the answers.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Bidner, I need to talk to you about that.
Okie dokie.
I have a lot of loved ones who love Minecraft too.
Yeah. So that might be
Wow.
a look go take yourself a little looky loo and see what that's
Mhm.
all about. Because I mean,
100%.
why not? If this is your passion and this is what you want to do, I don't see why you can't utilize your fun skill and because I know that you use what's the stuff that you use now? What's the software that you're using now?
Countless. I use Adobe Creative Cloud is my playground for all things creative. Um, Unity Hub, obviously, we talked about that. I use Streamlabs OBS every single day.
Because you do a
Every
lot of
single day.
editing and that sort of thing.
N-
And
Yes, being
so
able to make my banners and everything like that.
right.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean if I would be curious. I would love to see what you could do with that and see what that's like.
Hmm.
Why not?
No, 100%.
Um and like you said, you want to ask your professor and I know how much you trust her and and I believe in good educators. Bill Bittner is an educator as well
Okay.
as an IBM alum. and knows quite a bit. Trust whatever he says.
Mhm,
But yeah, go and do your due diligence and figure that out, because like I said, this, when you reached out and you asked, I said we need to find that out for you.
mhm,
And I'm just so happy that you're able to get the answers that you need, because if that's what you want to do, why not?
mhm.
So tell me, what are some of, you were telling me about like the frame rate and stuff. Tell me,
Oh my goodness.
so tell me about your setup, because you were telling me about, like, you said something about, I I love sustainability,
Mhm,
and how you said I start my sustainability effort at home, and you started with your setup. So tell me
mhm,
about that, and like the frames and all that, because I'm looking at my notes here, and I'm like,
mhm.
tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Oh man. So first, I want to show you guys my setup.
Okay.
Um, it's not gonna be at the best angle possible because I'm using my cam, but I will do my best.
Oh, that's me. Hi.
That is you.
Hi, me.
So that's my that's my Naruto poster. Don't mind that. This is my comfort monitor. This is where I do all my editing, photo editing, video editing. It has all the clarity that I need, and it runs amazing. This is my gaming monitor. Not as amazing, but it has a really fast refresh rate, which is amazing.
Okay.
For those who game, you know what refresh rate is. And then this is my little media monitor. This is where I I do simple things, simple tasks. Like this is where my chat usually is. This is where if I were to be using Streamlabs OBS and I just need to know if my audio is working, this is a monitor I would use.
Okay.
Back there is my P5 with Bob Ross on top of it because
Okay.
we love Bob Ross. This is my gaming PC. It has a lot of upcycled parts. When I first got it, it was on its way to the trash, but I fixed it up over time. We're not running a faceplate, but anyway, we're not running a faceplate because it overheats sometimes. Or well, it was before I took off the faceplate because it wasn't aerodynamic. It wasn't getting any air. But anyway, I've upcycled new RAM and a new graphics card in here. So yeah. Instead of throwing the whole thing away and getting a new PC, I just decided to put new parts
Why
in it.
not? Why
Why not?
not?
If
Why
it's
not?
available and if it takes, why not?
Why not? So you started with what, and now it's what?
So I started with 16 gigs of RAM, gigabytes of RAM, and now it's at 32 gigabytes of RAM.
Good for you.
It started with I want to. It started with a really bad graphics card, but now I'm running a RTX 2700. I want to say, pretty sure 2700 series.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And,
GeForce.
and you're all happy about that, aren't you?
I'm aesthetic, and it's not like it's a gaming PC, and I use it for my schoolwork. So that's really
But it,
what
it does what you need for it to do,
it
though,
does everything
because
I need
it's
it.
super fast, and it
100%.
and you're able to see, and that's what you
100%.
need.
100%. And technology has come so far. I remember doing schoolwork on computers that did not run this fast. To be able to see how far technology has come, even with consoles in itself, um, I'm still a console game player. I love just the comfortability that consoles bring. It's not as hard to travel with. It's not as hard to use. It's very simple. The interface is simple, and yet it still provides the power that you need to run amazing games at amazing rates. The PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox too. I don't have much experience with the new Xbox, but at least with PlayStation 5, they've taken gaming to the next level, especially with these controllers too.
Hmm.
I don't know if anyone out there in chat has played on the new PlayStation 5, but if you haven't, you need to. The haptic experience that Sony has delivered through these controllers is next level. It's
The
taking gaming.
haptic experience. Tell us about the haptic experience. Tell us about no, because you just like all of a sudden you just clicked.
Oh my
It just
goodness.
went.
So this has haptic feedback.
Mm-hmm.
What that is these triggers. Um, for example, if you're playing a sports game and you're running low on stamina, and this is how you sprint,
Mm-hmm.
the lower your stamina goes, the harder this trigger becomes to pull.
Mm.
Things like that, we were not even thinking about things like that when the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 was out. We had simplicities like I remember on PlayStation 4 certain games like Uncharted or uh story mode games, they had like this, like sometimes you had to spray paint a wall and you would move your controller and do things like this.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no. I'm
No,
playing
that's not it.
I'm playing Spider-Man 2 and
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the vibrations of every footstep based off of like the vibrations on this side of the controller or the vibrations on this side of the controller every time I take a step.
Mm.
Things like that has taken gaming to a level that I never would have imagined. And I'm 26 years old. I've been gaming since I can remember. It makes it feel amazing. It makes it feel so real. You are Spider-Man. You are like I'm Spider-Man in my bed. I'm in my bed saving New York City, and I deserve the name, the title of Spider-Man. Like that is how far gaming has gotten. I dabble in sports games every once in a while. Let's say someone has like everything. Yeah, it's next level. Let's say I'm playing a sports game and someone's stronger than me. I can't pull my I can't run away from them. I like it's hard to do. You never would have thought. And then with the virtual reality thing that's going on too. I don't know if everybody have seen Ready Player One, an amazing movie. If you're into that type of thing, but with the virtual reality that we have, the tech that we have today is just there's football games where you're the quarterback and you have on this, you can't see anything in your house. You're just in the game and you're throwing the ball down the field. You're throwing the ball down the field and you're in your room. You can't beat that. It's just you can't beat that. Technology has come so far. Think about electric cars.
Yeah.
0 to 60 in 2 seconds. 1.6 seconds. What is the who needs that?
Talk
But
about
it's
it. Pop off. I'm
but it's
hearing you.
but it's available. And that
Available.
and that is what makes technology amazing. The
So
fact that you have the ability to do things, you
yeah,
don't necessarily need it,
right.
but when you do, you can do it.
It's there.
It's there.
What you just described, and can I just applaud you? I just the passion, like is just if can you bottle that and send it to me because you're just like, did you know that you can do these things with this with the gaming? And I love the whole flight of it all. This is so cool. And who would have thought? And look at chat just popping through. Who would have thought that all of this could bring such joy? But you're not the way that you describe it again, like what I said in the beginning. You, when you described it to me the other day, you were telling this to me like as from a director's point of view. You
Hmm.
were saying, no, it's an entire experience. You have
Hmm.
to feel what the game is doing.
Hmm.
You're not playing it just to play or blow off some steam. You want to
No.
be a part of it.
No,
You're a
yes.
part of it.
Mhm.
And what you just described, Cam, now I see why you have the following that you do on your channel. Now I see why people are smiling when they're walking away,
Mhm.
because you are really giving the people what they want. And like,
Mhm.
I understand that now. I see what that's all about. I cannot wait to experience the creations that you create, because if it's anything like what you described a few seconds ago, we all better just go on, because it's gonna be popping.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing, amazing. So you were telling me about the vehicles, because
Mhm.
that's another thing, another interest that you were. Yeah, the passion is infectious and inspiring, for sure, no doubt, hands down. You were telling me about vehicles, and you were
Mhm.
saying something about AI tires.
Mhm.
I have never heard, and I love racing.
Mhm.
I love cars, but obviously I'm completely out of my depth, because I have never heard about an AI tire. Could you please help me to appreciate what that means?
So a lot of the there's a lot of prototypes here and there. It
Okay.
hasn't been released officially yet, but there's a lot of these car companies, Mercedes to name one. Shout out Mercedes. Mercedes. If you haven't had an eye on Mercedes, you might want to put an eye there. But they have these tires that
You know how I feel about Mercedes. I told you about how I feel about Petronas AMG Formula One. Anyway, don't get me start.
hey
Don't you start
you.
with me. I don't want to hear from the Ferrari people. I don't want to hear about it.
hmm
That's my team, and I'm.
That's your
That's my team.
hey. Let them
Continue.
know.
Hey,
Let them know.
10 toes down. I'm saying it with my chest. Everybody knows how I feel about Mercedes.
Right.
Why? That is my team. I'm sticking by my team. The tech behind the team is
Oh my
amazing.
goodness.
The tech behind they have a year-round technology. People,
Can we
right?
talk about how they use that technology to communicate so precise? And it has to be precise.
It
We're talking
has
about
to be
we're talking about not only winning, but we're talking about sustainability and survivability.
survive, bro.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat.
Anyway, back to this tire
Okay,
thing.
yeah, because
So,
that's a whole nother. That's a whole podcast in itself.
right. So
Go
with
ahead.
the tires themselves is impressive because rubber is
Yeah.
why do we need that?
Okay.
Right? There might still be and I don't know all the logistics, but there might still be strains of rubber here and there, but most of these tires, you're not going to be buying new tires every year. These tires are they're made to last. And if you haven't looked it up, I suggest you look it up. But more so what intrigues me the most is how far you can go without a charge, let alone gas. If we can get to a point, and mind you, I'm a car enthusiast. Like when I talk about car enthusiasts, I love cars, and I'm a big V8 guy. I love V8s. I love the loud like
What? Like the whole
yeah.
rice burner? Brrr.
Yeah. I love V8s. And we're not talking rice burner. We're talking like V8s. We're talking
Like
Mustang,
Mustang,
Camaro,
Cobra.
those guys, right?
Gotcha.
Now, I shout out C63 AMG.
Oh my God.
That is a big V8. That's my favorite V8 in the world. But aside the point of that, all of these cars that we just went through are America's leaders, right?
Yeah.
They've been around. They've been made year after year and year after year, and they've become better through time.
Hmm.
But there's these new kids on the block that don't take gas. That honestly scares me because me, after telling you like big V8, Mustang, Camaro, I'm looking at the new Prius, and I'm like, I might need to get one of those. I
Check
might,
my bank account real quick because
because the new Prius is nice. The technology that it brings, even the muscle car was a red. Exactly, Mr. Bittner. But the new Prius is just the new tech. Even the new Mini Coopers, they have an AI dog in the Mini Coopers that you can tell it to do things,
an
and
AI
it
dog, like,
an AI
is it
dog.
cute?
Yeah, it bounces around the screen and stuff. And then with the new BMW X series and some of the lower, like the sedans, but mostly in the SUVs, they have like motion commands. You can wave your hand, change songs. Like you're driving, right? You're
Yeah,
driving.
yeah.
You're like just doing this, changing your song, turning the volume up like this.
What?
Hey, BMW, let all my windows down. Your windows go down.
What?
Hey, BMW,
When did this
text
happen?
text my wife. I'll be home in 15 minutes. Okay, text sent.
So it's going. Is it going through your phone? Is that how it's
It's going through the car.
magic? That's the tech.
That's the tech. That's 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 what's inspiring to me. Like those type of things is that's where my brain starts clicking. It's like, okay, I need to bring awareness to this. Text my wife. Text my wife. We don't want anyone touching my
This is why I have a chat overlay.
But yes, it's those little things that Tesla drivers can. Yeah, yes.
Was that Tesla? Tesla's drivers can communicate with each other as well. It makes me question cybersecurity risk, though.
But that's
Ah,
but the cybersecurity risk can be minimized if we bring more young people to the world of technology, which is what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do. That is exactly what I like. That risk is
what?
there. The risk is there, but let's minimize it. And yeah, yeah,
That's it. That's
and
it.
yeah.
I mean, I guess it must be. I hate to say this, but it's kind of easy for you to say, Cam, because like you got to see the intelligence community firsthand.
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm,
we don't talk about all that because we don't talk about all that, right?
mm-hmm,
But you got to see it firsthand. Whereas a lot of folks don't get to see that firsthand,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
Um, but at the same time, I love how you are sharing with us the things, that are like right here in your face, helping us to appreciate that the tech is all around us.
mm-hmm. Yes,
And,
yes. You
and if
touch
you
it.
don't catch up, like you said earlier, I had to figure out how do I catch up now that I'm back in the world? How do I catch up? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Bill is saying my mind is going to how we get that AI to help deal with.
I saw that. That's why I chuckled earlier.
Dear God. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hmm.
Like, and that would be, man, if we could do that, especially driving on some of these roads during the wintertime. Whoo, that
But it's knocking.
woo,
It's knocking on the door though.
is it?
It's
It
knocking on the
is.
door.
It is.
100%.
It
You
is.
have cars that can drive itself.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know if you've seen, but there's like a new form of Uber where there's no one in the car. You just get in the car and it takes
Yeah,
you where
I
you want to go.
saw that a couple of weeks ago when I was on travel, and I was like, bro, where they do that at? But hey, Why not? Like
Hmm.
they
It's
even
there.
it's there, it's outside.
Yeah.
It's outside.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I want to ask you because you your whole thing, you're so like holistic
Hmm.
with your upcycling.
Hmm.
Your computer's upcycle.
Hmm.
Like most of your stuff is upcycled. Um your you make your own shoes. Can you tell us about your fashion effort? Because like you how did you sew?
Hmm.
You have a book. You have a book of your own croquis. You sew. You design. You. I don't know where it stops because the creativity is everywhere, and I'm just kind of blown away at that. And kudos to you. And you know, tell us more about that. I want to start with the shoes first. Tell me about the shoes because the shoes are like I know a lot of folks that sew like
Hmm.
like my mom, amazing seamstress,
Hmm.
but I I ain't never seen nobody make no shoes.
Right. So with these, so I want to bring phone posits back. A lot of people don't know what this shoe is. This shoe was very popular early 2000s. It was a basketball shoe originally. And what I did was I was like, well, I want to buy a new pair of phone posits, but I don't have the money for a new pair of phone posits. So I had to
What type
buy
of shoe is that? Like,
it's a Nike. It's a Nike
oh,
shoe.
okay. Look,
Um,
I don't know. I'm not.
right? Very
I just
sleek.
go to the store. I'll be like, okay, can I get a pair of white, listen, tennis shoes?
Tennis shoes is crazy. But so yeah, so I didn't have obviously I don't have the money for a brand new pair of outdated basketball shoes because those prices get crazy. However, I did have the money for a used pair, and what I did was, um, this is not an original sole. This is a mock sole, and I had to put it back together when I got them, and so that's what I did. I took the sole of the shoe, and I made sure it was clean, and I glued it back together, and I got brand new pair of shoes for less than half of what I would have paid for a new pair. So,
So
uh,
you fix those shoes?
yeah, I fix all my shoes, and being able to clean your shoes is very important too. A lot of people throw shoes away that all they need is just a good cleanup. But yeah, I always as far as thrifting, being able to uphold the sustainability of clothing in the fashion world right now is super important. Um, a lot of people think
Don't
like
talk about that.
a lot of people a lot of people think like, oh, you have to go out and buy material and create, and it's already there. A lot of what people don't understand about passions, and when I say passions, I mean things that you really you care about, and you have the energy to do research about. You have to understand that it's it's all there right in front of you, and someone has done it before you. You just have to listen.
Okay, say it again, Cam.
It's all there right in front of you. Someone's already done it before. You just have to listen. Uh, You can go to the thrift store and rip up some jeans. If you want a stack jean, if you want to go and create a stack jeans
Hmm.
without having to spend $200 on a pair of stack jeans, the jeans are already there. The denim is out there. Go get the denim and create your stack jeans. All you have, just sew it. There's plenty of YouTube videos all over YouTube, how to sew, how to create. It's all there. You just got to do it, and do it with the intention of, okay, this is going to help someone else. when I walk out of my house and someone sees these jeans, they're gonna love them. They're gonna ask me how I made them, and I can spread the message of, oh, well, I created these, and this is how I did it. And that's the beauty of fashion. That's what I love about fashion.
I love it. I'm sorry. I'm just like I I'm floored. I'm floored. Here's why. Nobody thinks like that a lot. I didn't think like that when I was your age. I was like, when I step out and I step out in these Jimmy Choos, everybody's going to be like, "Ooh, this is cute," and I'm going to
Yeah.
be fly,
Mhm.
and nobody's going to have my dress because my mom tailored this to me and made it
Mhm.
just for me. I never wore off the rack. I always
Mhm.
wore original, and so I was always like that, right? And then, but now you are saying go out, upcycle your stuff,
Mhm.
let people know, oh yeah, this is upcycled and I made this.
Mhm.
You can do it too.
Mhm.
The denim is out there.
The leather.
The what? Tell us about the coat. You were telling me about this idea that you had for a coat.
Man, so I was thinking about just putting together in layman's terms. I was thinking about just putting together a whole bunch of different leathers and making a I guess a super leather coat, and being able to just take some bed sheets and like and going thrifting, finding a leather coat. Obviously, we need a host and cutting out the inside of it and just finding a sheet or maybe uh what's the word for that? Maybe a thermal and putting it and cutting it up and putting it sewing it inside of my leather jacket
Hmm.
because Maryland's cold. So yeah, that was my idea. And I might get to that after this live stream.
So you can go you can go and you can find a coat, any coat,
Hmm.
because there's tons of leather at the thrift store.
Tons.
And any
Worn leather, new leather. There's plenty of ways you can play this.
so you don't have to go in. So environmentally conscious, sustainability. How else are we? Tell me more.
Love.
And we're done.
Love. And it's for I do things the way that I do things, not because I want to brag about it, not because not even just because I want to be different, although that is a great part of it. But more importantly, I do these type of things so that people can come to me and they can come to my page and they can come to my channel or wherever they see me and they can understand that, okay, this guy is stylish, he's inspiring, and and he made that, and he's now inspiring me to make that or to make my version of it, and putting people in a position where it doesn't matter where you are, you can always enter the fashion world, the fashion industry. You can always have your own style. You don't need to go to the mall and spend $400 for it. You can find it in your closet. You can rip up things in your closet and make awesome, awesome pieces. Um, that is the importance of fashion in my eyes.
You have you can you show some of the styling that you've done with the little bit of time that we have left?
Yeah. Let's see. We're going to.
And I feel like, I'm so happy in chat. I just want to thank you all and everybody that's watching. I
Oh.
want to thank you all for staying with us, uh, because this is so important. And you all have been here with us. Um,
How are we looking?
yeah, we're good. There we
Okay.
are.
All right. So sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, just been out here with us and chilling. Let's go.
Okay. So a few outfits I've put together, all of which are old pieces that I've either found at thrift stores or that I've just found in my closet that I put together,
Mm-hmm.
um, and none of which have to be expensive. These pants, I can't even. I've had these pants for years. For years. I don't. You don't need. Just dig in your closet. A lot of people neglect things that are old in their closet. This
Mm-hmm.
hoodie, this hoodie, I've had
Yeah.
this hoodie since Germany. I found this hoodie in Germany.
Wow.
Um, I love vintage Nike. Vintage Nike is always a win. These shoes,
Always.
I've replaced the soles on these shoes twice.
What?
Yeah,
And still got the shoe.
still got the shoe. It's a Space Jam. I can't let go of them.
How do you
um,
even find that? Keep going.
this jacket,
Yeah.
this North Face jacket,
Mm-hmm.
I got that North Face jacket for well, I want to say 12 between 12 and $15. I was thrifting in Florida with my gorgeous, beautiful girlfriend. I love her. Hello, if you're watching. Um,
The
but
shout
yeah.
outs are priceless.
um, but yeah, this jacket thrifted it
Yeah.
$12. North Face jacket. Do you know how much North Face jackets
I
go
do
for?
know.
It's ridiculous. And it's just things like that. And my channel is full of just messages and positivity and growth and just love. I just love creation and inspiring and making sure that people know that you can start today. You don't
Yeah.
have to wait until next week. You don't have to wait until, oh, I gotta wait till I get paid. You're on your phone right now looking at my content. So therefore, you have a camera. You have your utensils. The tech that you need is right in front of you.
You
You're
have
touching it.
everything you need.
You're touching it every day.
Everything you need. So I guess before we end, this I just feel very inspired. I'm so happy that you came on. The things that you have explained to us today is just like a breath of fresh air because a lot of times, folks don't really get to speak to the students. We don't ever get to speak to folks one on one and just get to hear their story. And, excuse me, and you've allowed for that to happen. And I'm so grateful for that. And knowing that you have these varied interests, right? But they all kind of come back to this one stream, this one theme, which is amazing love for community and for giving back
Mhm.
with this tech focus. And that's why for me it was so important that you actually came on and you got to tell that. So thank you for coming and sharing your story with us because it was important. It
Mhm.
is important,
Mhm.
you know. Let's get in the chat because we have some people. Let's see. Bill Bittner, what's he saying? My mom grew up during the Depression, so often did things to stretch and reuse. Cam, you're coming at this from a different angle, but you're bringing back good feelings, and thank you. How does that make you feel?
My job is not done. I need to touch more people, but I'm so happy that I'm bringing that good energy to you and letting you know that the culture of making sure that things stretch and making sure that things are reusable is still there. It's not going anywhere. I won't let it, at least in my household. my son, daughter, whoever I decide to, whoever comes into my household, they're going to know how to how to reuse and recycle. And they're gonna be dripped out of my stuff too. Oh
Right.
yeah, hundred
Right.
percent.
Whatever you create.
Right. I think that in this day and age is more important than ever for this young generation to learn how to do that. Especially with the way housing and everything is going right now, the prices for everything being the way that it is. Um, it is in our best interest to lean towards technology. Being able to go on Apple Maps and scope out your whole city and find 10 thrift stores to be able to go to back to back to back. Um, and find just being able to find and search for things. Um, yeah, I love it. I
I
love it.
love that. And let's see. Scylla says, "We love a man that inspires and goes against superficial standards of fashion."
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
very beautiful. Thank you.
Hmm.
And let's see,
Remember
Rosa.
the difference between fashion and style, though. Y'all got to remember that. If you don't know it, I'll explain it. Fashion, you can buy fashion. You can buy fashion. Anyone can buy fashion.
Okay.
Style, you have to create style. You can't buy style. You
Wow.
can buy a whole bunch of expensive pieces and still look
Still be off.
a little off. But if you create it yourself, it's so much.
It's
You'll appre-
personalized.
you'll appreciate it more, and others will appreciate it more.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And we appreciate Selah. And uh, Velma was saying your community will be affected and infected by your behavior. So, wow. Caught on cam.
Hmm.
Caught on cam. Any shout outs before we end?
Hmm. Shout out Unity. Shout out Linux One. Shout out diversity. Please, 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 please. If it is in your ability, make sure you leave your neighborhood. Make sure you leave your city. You don't gotta leave for good, but learn. The more you learn how many different types of people are out there, the more you can be, if that makes sense.
Mm,
Um, you have to learn that if you keep yourself in the same area, t- eh, no matter what the situation, no matter what happens to you, if you stay in the same spot, the same city, the
hmm.
same neighborhood, the same things are gonna keep happening. The same, it's just gonna keep going. Change your surrounding and watch your situation change. 100%.
Wow. I love it. Bill Bittner asks, is Caught on Cam your handle for YouTube and other platforms?
Yes, Caught on Cam is my handle for my YouTube. Caught on Cam is my handle for my TikTok. However, the on has two ends. Keep that in mind.
I'll make sure
Um,
it gets in the description.
right. But yeah, Caught on Cam is my handle.
And you have the Discord
Oh
and
yeah, Discord. Yes. If you go to my YouTube and you watch any of my videos, just leave a comment. If you want to be part of the family, my Discord family, then just leave a comment. I'll drop that link for sure.
yeah. So Cam, thank you again. Thanks for your service. Thanks for being you and doing the things that you do, and for accepting my invitation and coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
You are so welcome. And I'm so glad that you got an answer to your Linux One question.
I can't wait. Hey, Mr. Bittner, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, yeah, you better reach out to Mr.
I'm
Bittner because you know what? That's a busy man right there.
got it. I'll
Yeah,
definitely get in touch.
yeah, and you know what? I bet you after the airing of this, I bet you there's more individuals that would probably start reaching out as well because there's a lot of folks that dabble
Hmm.
in that. So, um, I'm wishing you the best of opportunities. I hate telling folks, "Oh, I wish you the best of luck," because this ain't luck. This is literally about opportunities.
Hmm.
And you are just, your future is like super duper bright. You
Thank you.
probably the most well put together 25, 26 year old I have ever met. So
I
so
appreciate that. That's
yeah,
honest.
yeah. So be well, and thank you so much. And I'll go ahead and end. And I'd like to thank everybody again for coming and being a part of our hour today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you to everyone in chat. There were so many of you, and for all of your input and comments and everything. Thanks to Cam, Caught on Cam. I'll make sure that all of his links are in the description. We learned a lot today. We learned a whole lot. This was probably one of the most rewarding conversations I have had in a very long time. And I hope that it was rewarding for you as well. And
Definitely was.
there's anything that you would like to talk to Cam about, please reach out to Cam. He is a student in the Maryland area. He is a veteran, and he has some varied interests that I'm sure that we can all get together and speak with him on. So please, let's reach out. Okay. Um, so yeah, I really appreciate everybody. Have a wonderful time, and thanks for joining us here on Tish Talks Tech, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.